بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم زين للناس حب الشهوات من النساء زين للناس حب الشهوات من النساء والبنين والقناطير المقنطرة من الذهب والفضة والخيل المسومة والأنعام والحرث ذلك متاع الحياة الدنيا والله عنده حسن المآب. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Living with the glorious Quran. Yesterday we said we shall touch on a verse that discusses what is alluring unto man. زين للناس حب الشهوات or زين للناس حب الشهوات. Either he makes alluring or alluring unto man is made the enjoyment of worldly desires. حب الشهوات. Now he has made alluring unto man the enjoyment of worldly things. In both readings, either زين للناس حب الشهوات or زين للناس حب الشهوات, the subject is not mentioned. And that is what has led the scholars to try to mention that the translation could go either ways. Either Allah is the one that has made alluring worldly things, or Satan has made alluring to man these desires of worldly things. Of course, he has said in another place, إِنَّا جَعَلْنَا مَا عَلَى الْأَرْضِ زِينَةً لَهَا لِنَبْلُوهُمْ أَيُّهُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. We read that every day in Al-Kahf. That we have placed all that is on earth as an ornament, that we may try them. We may try human beings with it. Which of them is best in conduct? Now, since the subject is not mentioned in either readings, as I have said, the scholars said it could be Satan, because he has said, قَالَ رَبِّي بِمَا أَغْوَيْتَنِي لَأُزَيِّنَنَّ لَهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَلَأُغْوِيَنَّهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. Because you have led me astray, O Allah, I would also in like manner lead your creatures to the path of error. I will lead them to the path of error and also mislead them. So the verse could take the two positions. The alluring that Allah has made of worldly desires is in the positive way. For example, in the continuation of the human species, it is because a woman is made attractive to man that he approaches her to satisfy the animal instinct, and through which procreation occurs. Wealth is made alluring to man because when you have the wealth, you'll be able to satisfy the requirement of being Allah's vicegerent on earth. That is towards attaining the felicity of the hereafter by doing what he likes in the wealth that he has provided. Satan's alluring of worldly desires is aimed at deceiving man to use whatever is there of that enjoyment in the wrong way, to sin and to earn Allah's displeasure. Now, wealth, for example, should be expended in the way of Allah. But if wealth, alluring as it is to man, is used by Satan's influence to what is unlawful, then, and it is expended in haram, then Satan has succeeded, as he has promised Allah, to mislead the people into doing the wrong thing. زُيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ حُبُّ الشَّهَوَاتِ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ. The first item of things that are made alluring to man in the verse is the enjoyment that comes from women. That is the first test and the greatest test. ما تركت بعدي فتنة هي أضر على الرجال من النساء. The Prophet has said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that I have not left anything that is more injurious as trial for men than women. So by the authority of the Quran, from what we have seen in this verse, there are worldly desires that are made alluring to man, and the first to be mentioned by Allah in this verse is the woman. Unfortunately, some of us, even those who convey Allah's messages to others, have either missed the point or have not understood the import or the place of woman in the world. How is it possibly explained, for example, that we describe women with derogatory remarks? We have seen that in this country, that the female organ is mentioned from the mimbar and is mentioned in a derogatory way, blood oozing from it and it stenches. But both the Quran and Hadith, as we have seen, because I have just quoted the Hadith where the Messenger of Allah has mentioned how tempting and irresistible the woman could be to man as a test. So it does not add up. Whenever we talk about women, we should speak about them in that respect and honor that Allah has accorded them. But to describe their organ in a setting like this is not fitting for the place and for the occasion. And if one looks inward, if the speaker is married with children, then he's automatically disqualified to speak such, because you are born of a woman, and your entrance into the world is that very place from where blood oozes out and where you describe as stench. And how are you able to approach your wife and be able to beget children? So really we should be careful and wary of anything that is not compatible with what is the reality in the way Allah has destined His creatures. Yes, the woman, whenever she is mentioned, is with respect. Even when the Quran itself, Allah Himself wants to describe the woman in terms of their treachery, He even said, "Inna kaydakunna azim," that your treachery is great. So the first thing that Allah has made alluring in this Quran, and the Prophet also confirmed it, is the issue of the woman. So the woman is mentioned that we may view them with respect and honor and not denigrate them or speak about them in a derogatory way. That is the message of the Quran. The message is plain. When Allah mentions women, He accords them respect, honor, and dignity. He does not denigrate them. He does not use derogatory words or remarks to women. So whenever you are on the minbar or teaching people, conveying Allah's messages unto them, there are things that should not be mentioned. Many things are better left unsaid. Tomorrow, inshallah, we shall continue from here, because the verse we have just started explaining it. We have just mentioned one alluring item, the woman. Other things mentioned in the verse will follow tomorrow, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.